And so these are some books that over the years have been quite valuable to me. And I thought I'd just run through this small group of reference books that are both on technique and sort of mindset for painting. So to get started here, this first book by Ralph Meyer, The Artist's Handbook, I picked it up in college. And if you are interested in anything about art, everything about materials and so on, this is the kind of the book to get. I picked it up in college and I still have it. Second book here, Alla Prima, Richard Schmid, The Bomb. This particular book is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is one of the most well-written and overall thorough books on oil painting, especially for painting alla prima. For those of you that don't know Richard Schmid, he's kind of a painting wizard in the realist world, and pick up that book and you're all set. Let's see here, what do we got? The next 5 books here, all on basically focused on landscape painting. The 60 Minutes with Better Painting by Craig Nelson. That particular book, maybe a little bit out of the grouping here, but all really seriously wonderful books. The Carlson book is like an old landscape painter's Bible. It is a little bit old school writing, so you kind of get used to that once you start into it. Kevin McPherson, one of the very first books that I picked up on painting, wonderful book. Trevor Chamberlain, just a book called Oils, extremely valuable. And 60 Minutes is all about quick studies, basically. And that's a wonderful book as well. And Edgar Payne on various compositions. You know, it's a little bit old school as well, but very, very handy. Just kind of jogs you out of your habits of the way that you think about composition. All of these books I will list at the end of this, and I will add this same visual and the list into the course so that we can then tag it so that it will wind up as a featured post and will be easy to access, and you can add to it. These are just books that, come off my shelf. Just a few of the books. I have tons of reference books that are on specific artists and so on. But for technique and specifics, and towards the end of this, just some of the mindset, I think, for painters, great set of books. So Joseph Albers, very sort of academic. This particular book is used in a lot of color theory classes in universities, art schools. Where you're using Pantos, basically just talking about the way that colors relate to each other and how two colors next to each other really alter the way that they appear. And next set of books here. All these are good inspiration books. Really, really good inspiration books, especially the Silverman, Breaking the Rules of Watercolor. Albert Handel, Pastel Painting Workshop, killer, love it. Lefel book, Oil Painting Secrets of the Masters, a master rather. That particular book was one of the first ones that I started picked up when I was getting into more realist painting. And this next book, little gem, Painting the Beauty of Flowers by Patricia Moran, an Australian painter. Awesome book on painting florals. I would highly recommend it if you want to get into painting flowers. Next grouping here is all about the figure. Bridgman's amazing way of breaking down the figure into very geometric shapes. Richard Schmid again, of course, painting wizard. Hogarth, Dynamic Anatomy, a little bit over the top, but very dynamic, very useful if you're getting into like anime, cartoon type of dealing with a figure. And next grouping, couple of, so this last set of books, I would call them all just sort of geared towards the mindset of creating art. and in the Zen of Seeing, just a very enjoyable read. But Betty Edwards, Drawing on the Artist Within. It's all about seeing shapes and not things, as much of Module 1 is focused on. And then last set of books here are inspirational mindset books. Kandinsky, Point, Line, and Plane, very sort of lofty. But The Art Spirit by Robert Henri, very moving and touching. I think a lot of people at the core, it's all about the art spirit and where the muse lies within us. Art and Fear and Hawthorne on Painting, both really inspirational reads as well. So that is, that's the grouping there. And then you can always pause this so that you can read the titles, the authors.
From scene to scene, framing your vision is the theme of this course and is designed for artists at all levels to explore new ways of seeing the world around them, to recognize the potential for subject matter in the everyday, and how to translate that into paintings that share your unique vision. My teaching experience includes 10 years at the San Francisco Academy of Art, Pixar Studios, and the California College of Art, and private workshops for 25 years. The class begins with a review of the principles of painting with an emphasis on composition and design. I do feel that composition is the make or break foundation of any artwork, but that it's also dependent on understanding the basic principles of value and color relationships, the use of contrast and bold shapes, of creating depth with overlap, aerial perspective, and managing edges. Learning how to simplify the complex and tips to manage the medium of oil are also covered and explained in this section in a straightforward way that the first module is a primer for the rest of the course. Gathering, analyzing, and editing reference material to explore painting options is the next part of the class. In Module 2, we'll dive into quick studies with a constant focus on the design potential, while at the same time strengthening skills in brush handling, how to simplify, edit, and critique your studies destined for larger studio paintings. The third module will focus on how to handle figurative elements in a scene. Gesture, proportion, editing, and grouping all need to be considered, but practice is ultimately the key, so this module focuses and encourages lots of that. The final part of the course, which in many ways can be seen as just the beginning, concentrates on how to develop larger studio paintings while implementing the principles put forward in the earlier modules. We'll also explore various palettes as options in the process, address paint quality, and techniques for working into a painting during multiple painting sessions. I do look forward to the opportunity to work with you.